Hello, my name is Greg, and I am an American in the Philippines, and I got a dorsal split circumcision. Well, I guess it's not technically a circumcision because it didn't circumnavigate the dickhead. But, anyways, I'll talk about uh, why I got it, how much it was, and what the healing has been like. I'm about 10, 11 days in. So the reason I got it is not because of phimosis. That was never an issue with me. The issue actually is I've been in Southeast Asia now for about 6 years, and it's very hot and humid here. So under my foreskin, I would frequently get inflammation. And when I get inflammation, I don't know if it's like a contagious bacterial thing or something else. So my wife and I would abstain from sex for like a few weeks just in case, clear it up. That's not fun. That got it really annoying for both of us. And also, I'm spending less money on creams. I don't know if they're going to do anything. So it just got very annoying. And I just decided I'm going to do something about it. So I decided to get a circumcision. So I looked online. I found a bunch of different places offering the laser circumcision. I actually read stapler circumcision's like the latest, greatest thing, but I didn't find anywhere doing that. So I decided to do the laser. So I found a place, maybe like an hour or so away. Actually, I found a lot of places really close by, but I didn't want to like get my neighbors seeing my penis and slicing it up. So I wanted to go farther away. So my wife and I went about like an hour and a half or so away, and I went in for the circumcision, laser circumcision. They saw me that day, and it's about 9,000 pesos for the procedure, plus another 1,000 or so for the prescriptions, like an antibiotic prescription and a painkiller, which I'll talk about, and some gauze. So I go there. They look under the literal hood in a way, and they saw this like really big vein there. So the doctor, she really didn't want to do a full circumcision because she would cut the vein, and she said she wanted like the surgeon on hand to like control the bleeding. So she instead decided like, oh, let's just do a dorsal split. And with me, I'm like, I don't even know what a dorsal split was. But it's like I don't care. I'm already there. I already had the anesthesia, so I was like, sure. I really don't care what I get, so long as this inflammation is no longer an issue, or like whatever is like going on that I keep getting in this hot, humid climate. So a dorsal split essentially is they just cut the front of the foreskin. That's it. They cut it down so then it can like kind of open up. I think it's generally used for phimosis. It's actually like a traditional style in the Philippines. Apparently it didn't catch on in the West, according to Wikipedia, because of aesthetic reasons. So I was wondering, like after I got it, I was like, oh my god, like everybody's it's not good aesthetics. So I'm like, what the hell does it look like? So I was looking around on Reddit. Someone said like, look up Pinoy penis on Google Images. So I did. I'm like, oh, come on, that's not bad. I didn't think it was bad at all. And now that's healing up, like it's clearly not that bad. I am not at all self-conscious of it. I mean, easy for me to say I'm in like a really good marriage, but even if I was single, it's like, it's really, yeah, I don't know. It's not, doesn't look bad at all. I think those people are being like OA or like overreacting. OA is like, I guess, how they say it here in the Philippines. This is how my wife says it. Anyways, yeah. So the procedure was simple. They gave me a local anesthetic, and then they used like, I guess, some forceps or whatever to like, there's like three of them to like hold the foreskin out. They like really stretched it out. And then she had this laser it kind of almost, so hard to explain. I guess I didn't like get a great look at it, but like, those dental floss, like the sticks, it's like a hook with the floss like in the middle. Like, I can't do it because I'm holding this with my other hand. But anyways, it's kind of like that. And it's just kind of like a little, like a burning little laser. And it kind of like cut it. And I could smell the burning, but I didn't like feel anything at all. And then she said the doctor, the person performing the procedure, she said most people do not need stitches, but I needed stitches. Like I said, I had that huge veins. Like I said, other blood vessels, and I guess there's a little bit of blood. So she stitched me up, and I'll talk more about that. So the whole procedure only took like, I don't know, 10 minutes, maybe 15. I don't know. I was chit-chatting the whole time, so I guess the time like kind of flew by. So after the procedure, I could stand up no problem. They bandaged my dick up. I put my underwear on, and they gave us my prescriptions. One was an antibiotic, which I took 3 times a day for a week. I'm vegan, so I have like a very high fiber diet, so it really did not mess up my digestion much at all. But if you have a lower fiber diet, you might have trouble pooping. I don't know. They gave me a painkiller, which is basically just like an Advil, honestly. I don't know why I need a prescription. I saw I could buy it without a prescription online. I actually did not need it at all. The pain is incredibly mild. At least for me it was. Very, very mild, even with the stitches. And then she also gave me some gauze and stuff. And hydrogen peroxide. She told me when I removed the bandage, which I would do after 3 days, to like drench it with hydrogen peroxide. But I did not do that because that is like, I think it's kind of out of date medical advice, because the hydrogen peroxide actually damages, the healthy tissue and enzymes and the good bacteria. It doesn't just target the bad bacteria. And then, so what I did after 3 days is I would put petroleum jelly on the wound. So I did not know this before, but I used to think, if you have an open wound, you're gonna want that to scab right away to protect it from bacteria outside. But believe it or not, open wounds heal faster. So you want to prevent scabs from forming. And the way to do that is to put petroleum jelly on the wound. And so I would put petroleum jelly on the wound, keep it moist, and I covered, and then put bandage on it. And we would kind of like wrap the bandage like kind of like an X, because the swelling was bad. So we would want to like kind of like pull the, there's still foreskin there, of course, because it's just dorsal split. It's kind of just like pull it down. So yeah, but the band should be kind of like done in a way to do that. It's kind of hard to explain. But actually, I found this out like kind of like towards the end of wearing a bandage, is that if you kind of actually do a dorsal split on the bandage, then it won't be so restrictive. Because sometimes the bandage will ride up, and then it'll kind of get in the way of your pee stream, and then it'll get pee on it, and then of course you have to change it. You want to be wearing a bandage that's like soaked with piss. It's just nasty, and it's maybe you'll get an infection from that. I don't know because the petroleum jelly also kind of protects it from bacteria, but whatever. So speaking of, I don't know, it's kind of like got me thinking, reminded me too. One issue people might have is the pain. The pain's really, really not bad at all. I thought it was totally manageable. Honestly, the only painful thing was the stitches, like rubbing. And when all the stitches fell out, it was like no more pain at all, And I guess I will say that, like even the very first night, I get nocturnal erections. I did not know how many erections I get every night until this procedure, because they kept waking me up, like, and I found if I was on my back, the pain was the worst. If it went into my side, then it wasn't nearly as bad, and then the erection would go away like pretty quickly. But as you heal more, the erections will hurt less, and then it'll be harder for them to go away. And so that wasn't bad though. But sometimes at the very beginning, those erections I think would kind of like stretch out the stitches. It's pretty uncomfortable, but again, I never needed a pain pill. I was able to fall back asleep when the erection went away. It really wasn't like a huge deal. So now at this point, I've been healing about 10, 11 days. The stitches have all come out on their own. Actually, just today, I just stopped wearing the bandages. I'm still applying some petroleum jelly on it. Um, Although I don't know if it's like doing much anymore. Because at this point, I really think a scab will form. Now that I'm not wearing the bandage anymore, but I'm still applying the jelly just in case. And yeah, so that's been my experience so far. I do think it'll make a difference with my original goal, which was to just reduce the redness and inflammation I would get. Because, I run a lot, I hike, and if I get really sweaty, then that's what would, cause the redness. This is why I think it's like a bacterial thing, maybe. So, yeah, I'm hoping that this will help a lot. There's still some swelling. Um, for sure, actually, a lot of swelling. It's gone down quite a bit. Um, but there's still a lot anyway. I mean, there's a lot to begin with. It's gone down a lot, but there's still a lot left. And I think the swelling will probably be around, from what I've read, at least a couple more weeks. I read the best way to reduce swelling is to just be active, walk around, move around a lot. That doctor told me about some kid as a patient. He just like sat on his butt for 2 weeks, and the swelling was like didn't go down at all because he was lazy. So my hope is in a few more days that I will be able to start running again. And then, yeah, I'm afraid to lift any weights, but I'm gonna see how the running goes first. Yeah, I mean, it's not gonna like sprinting. I'm like doing like a relaxed jog for an hour. It's nothing crazy intense. Anyways, yeah, I don't think I can have sex until like the 6 week mark. And I will say, like, all the biological like horniness is still there. So then of course you start getting dreams, which then like increases the nocturnal erection. So it's rough and it sucks, but it's temporary versus hopefully like a lifetime free from these bacterial like what flare-ups or whatever on the head. So anyways, yeah, if you're watching this, you're thinking of moving to the Philippines, some other hot country, and you're uncircumcised, like I would seriously think about at least a dorsal split. Like you got to do something. I mean, I know there's a lot of controversy with men and circumcision. Like, is it mutilation? Is it whatever? Personally, I don't care, at least about my dick. About someone else's, I got nothing to say. But for me, this was a total no-brainer. It's a huge quality of life thing, and I highly recommend it. And again, the looks, again, I guess I'm still, even though it's still swollen, I really don't think it looks bad at all. And I think it'll heal up looking pretty nice.